bottom of the table, but the heartbeat of the Bradford side. Matt Orford, a glamour signing from the NRL, and he'll strike up a partnership with fellow Aussie Brett Carney, given time. James Evans faces his former teammates on the back of a 2-try display last week, and Rangi Chase will pull the strings for the Tigers, with half-back partner Brent Sherwin ruled out. Friday night for Sky Sports in high definition, and it's Bradford against Castleford from the Grattan Stadium Odsal in the Engage Super League. This is the way the two teams will line up. Bradford have got Halley at fullback, three-quarter line of Sharif, Sykes, Nero and Reardon, Carney and Orford. Forwards, Scruton, Lestrange, Lynch, who's the skipper, Young, Whitehead, Langley and Menzies. And on the bench, it's Hall, Godwin, Warrancy and Kopjak. It's an unchanged 17 for coach Steve McNamara. The Castleford Tigers make a couple of changes. McGoldrick at fullback, Owen, Shenton, Evans and Wainwright. There's the big surprise, Steve Snitch at standoff, Rangi Chase at scrum half. Brent Sherwin is rested. And up front, it's Jackson, Hudson, the skipper, and Higgins, Ferris, Jones and Westerman. And the bench here occupied by Sargent, Hubie, Clayton, who comes into the 17 for the injured Dean Widders, and Kirk Netherton. The coach is Terry Mattison. Well, the Castleford Tigers, they lost at the Jungle to Warrington last Saturday. They won just 4 at their home ground last year, yet their away form is better than most. 10 wins from 13 on the road last year. And they picked up where they left off 2 weeks ago, beating Leeds at Headingley, 24-10. They've now won 6 of their last 7 away in the weekly rounds. And that's a worry for the Bradford Bulls, who are aiming for redemption in front of their own fans tonight after losing their first home game of the year to St Helens on Sunday by the big score of 38 points to 6. They know better than most that a record of no wins from 3 will take some coming back from in a competition as tough as Super League. So they will be focused here tonight. Thierry Alibert is the referee who is about to get this game underway, and Castleford in the Help for Heroes jerseys again. They're all red strip. £4 of every jersey sold will go to the charity. They will attack from right to left as we watch, and Bradford in their traditional white and black shorts, they will go from left to right. And it's going to be Paul Sykes who gets this game underway on the blast of referee Thierry Alibert's whistle. Here we go. It's a big night for Bradford. It's a big night also for Castleford. Can they continue where they left off at Headingley on the road just 2 weeks ago? Brett Ferris with the first tackle.
Well, the two big questions tonight: Castleford without Brent Sherwin, how will they fare? And of course, as you've already mentioned, Eddie, you know, Bradford, they're in a huge hole. They really have got to stand up and show that they've got the power. They've got the skill there, but their defence were woeful against St Helens last week, and they've got to work hard in that department tonight, otherwise the Tigers will rip them apart.
Well, not too long ago in the Super League, this would have been seen as a home banker. Not in Super League 15, though. It's the 30th weekly round meeting. Bradford have won 22. They've drawn 2. They've lost only 6. So history in this fixture is very much on their side. But here we are at the last tackle for Castleford. And there's the first kick by Rangi Chase, and it's not the best. Straight into the arms of Dave Halley.
Well, that was very poor. The ground is very slippery and hard, and really you just got to project it right down, keep it low, let it skid off the surface. It was a real gift.
Bradford in possession then for the first time. Heath Lestrange is the dummy half. That is Andy Lynch, the captain of the Bradford Bulls this year. Former Castleford prop, of course, 137 appearances for the Tigers. This is Jamie Langley.
Big job expected of him as well from the skipper, Andy Lynch. Realises that they've struggled to get over the advantage and give the skill factor that they have in Brett Carney and Matt Orford in the halfbacks. Can they give them space and the opportunity to show off those skills tonight?
McGoldrick takes the first tackle this next set of 6 for the Castleford Tigers. Hard work at marker from Carney and Menzies, and this now is Stewart. I beg your pardon, there is Steve McNamara. That was Stuart Reid, and I was right.
Well, up to now, I know it's only just 2 minutes into this game, but Steve McNamara will be quite happy with the way the defence has muscled up, especially in and around the play the ball area. And really were cut to ribbons last week by St Helens.
Here's the kick over the top. Better one from Rangi Chase this time. It finds the ground, but it also finds Ricky Sharif on the first bounce. Good chase, though, led by number 15 there for the Castleford Tigers, Liam Higgins. His 27th consecutive appearance. His last absence 11 months ago for Terry Mattison's men in the home win against the Bradford Bulls, coincidentally. Lestrange again waits for the Bradford Bulls. 9th last year, the lowest ever position. They were just a point away from extending their ever-present appearance record in the playoffs, though. Here's the first penalty of the evening, given away by the Castleford Tigers in the shape of Liam Higgins. High tackle, right underneath the neck. So Bradford with the opportunity to build from 10 metres inside the Tigers' half of the field.
This will be interesting, Eddie, to see how adventurous Bradford are in this set. One would say probably, you know, a pretty good attacking position. They've been conservative up until this point. Here's a chance to see what they'll play.
That's a good hit by Higgins. He was almost beaten by the onrushing Bradford player that was Nick Scruton. This is Heath Lestrange, and he is scragged to the ground by the Castleford defenders, but Bradford are 12 metres away from the Tigers' line. And there is Orford, and he passes the ball inside, and it's a good run from Nick Scruton, and it's a try from Nick Scruton. The perfect start for Bradford, and they celebrate like they're going to Old Trafford. Just look at them. That will certainly bring a bit of confidence back into this Bradford side. First blood to the Bulls, first blood to Nick Scruton. One of the main reasons why Nick Scruton left the Leeds Rhinos is that he didn't get enough game time. Well, he's playing his 21st consecutive match from the start here tonight, and he gets the opening try here at Odsal. Great start for the Bulls.
It certainly was good work by the hooker. Lestrange got them into a good position, and it was all power, wasn't it, by Nick Scruton. Watch him spin out of the would-be tackle. Back on the inside. Oh, that was very poor defence that just fell off him. Nobody wanted to go low. Two decided to go body and all and just left him through. That was poor defence. Not one of the Castleford defenders made any attempt to go for the thigh, the knee, the ankle or the boot. And this guy has made them pay the price.
Well, the only other time that he has scored a try for Bradford was against the Castleford Tigers here last year. So now Matt Orford with the chance to add the extras. A try and a goal against St Helens last week, but Eastman intercepted his pass and he scored to make it 26 points to 0. This to give the Bulls a 6-point advantage, which they have managed early. Bradford 6, Castleford 0.
Well, you know, that's the 5th try Bradford have scored in this year. All 5 of them have started with a tap penalty. In this scenario, they've been dangerous, and we see them here now, shifting the ball back on the inside. Simple miss between Jones and Hudson. Spin through the tackle, and I think to the relief here now of the Bradford supporters.
They really celebrated that try, didn't they? They really did. They were all around Nick Scruton, the try scorer, slapping him on the back. Brian, just the confidence boost they need, maybe.
Absolutely, they'll be really pleased with that. The crowd will get behind them. They need to kick on now and make sure they complete this set and get the ball down the other end of the field.
Well, you say the crowd will get behind them. Of course, it sounds a little bit empty at Odsal tonight. The area in front of our commentary box here is completely free because of the ice that is on the terraces here. Very big, vast, open ground Odsal is, of course. And it's almost like turning the clock back 20 years this evening. We have freezing temperatures, and we have the crowd that is not the biggest.
Great work from Menzies there, and good support by the hooker Lestrange. Well, it's amazing what a try can do, and it really has lifted the confidence there, but it's a different Bulls than what we've seen over the first 2 weeks.
Dave Halley tries to get the ball away and does to Langley, and Langley is just grounded and finished off by James Evans. Last tackle here for Bradford, and Orford looks to kick out wide, and he's looking for Ricky Sharif. He's looking for Brett Ferris, finds Brett Ferris. It's Menzies who he finds, and he gets the ball away to Sharif, and Ricky Sharif scores the second try. Steve Menzies, he climbed above everybody at 36 years of age, and Ricky Sharif was the right man in the right time and the right place. His 140th career appearance, which began at Halifax way back in 2003, and Ricky Sharif comes up with his second try of the season, and this is the perfect start for Bradford.
Unbelievable. Terry Matheson will be absolutely furious that they allowed Bradford to get so far into their own half. Their defence is absolutely shot, but that is sheer quality. Menzies, the old man of rugby league, goes high. Orford's kick is pinpoint. It's fantastic, but what are the... Oh, that is unbelievable. Years and years of experience. A lot of people would have just taken that ball and said it's important that we just keep in a good position, but not with the likes of Steve Menzies. He knew that he had Sharif outside him, and the pass was out of the top drawer.
Orford's kick made it. Menzies' catch and pass created it. And here is the opportunity for Orford to add the extras. And, oh, he manages to get it over the top of the crossbar somehow. Scraped over, went on a real wibbly-wobbly way, but he managed to get it over just the same. 12-0 Bradford Bulls. 36 years of age, and that's like red wine.
Well, good teams bounce back from a setback. The first try was all about the strength from Scruton, but this had skill written all over it. Both the kick, the catch and the offload. And Ricky Sharif, I think, is happy. They've obviously were disappointed with the way they played against St Helens last week, and embarrassed, and good players react positively. The Bulls have started in the first 10 minutes in the perfect fashion.
Scruton, the first try scorer, takes the first tackle this set of 6. Castleford have to get into this game because at the moment it's just running away from them. 8.5 minutes, 12-0 down.
Well, they can't get the ball without possession. They've got no chance of getting it back into any game, never mind this particular one. Terry Matheson will be absolutely furious. It was a great exhibition of defence last week against Warrington, and now it's just gone out the window.
No way through for Andy Lynch, though. Heath Lestrange waits at the play the ball, and there's Orford going for a 40-20.
Oh, that's an awkward bounce. He did well.
An awkward bounce. He did. Reardon did. I beg your pardon. Wainwright did really well with that.
Silly play by Sykes, though. Just got a little bit over enthusiastic. Not a bad kick either from Orford. Good chase by Sykes, and then just has a second smack.
Well, he's the engineer-in-chief. If he gets going, Bradford will have a tremendous season. And Steve McNamara, well, he is convinced that they are a good team. The results haven't gone their way yet this year, and he says they will get better as the weeks go by. They take a bit of a time, don't they, to fit in and start gelling 6s and 7s, so they know exactly what they're doing, how to work off each other.
Well, I don't think the early season conditions have helped Bradford, but I must say the defence has tightened up. That was the most important factor. But you can have all the best halfbacks in the world. If your forwards aren't doing it, they're not getting over the advantage line, giving you that springboard. There's no chance of them getting involved in the game.
And I think the big question for Bradford is how quickly the players can learn to play with Matt Orford. Steve Menzies probably knew what to do because he'd played with him previously before. But one of the two of the others actually need to learn the timing of the runs and the angles he'll play with the ball, passing and kicking.
Good high kick from Rangi Chase, gets the ball away. They're keeping this alive. They have 2 men on the overlap out wide. Ball comes back to Evans. Oh, that's great defence though from Bradford. And Reardon has come up with a pinch, I think, there, one-on-one against Steve Snitch.
Boy, he did well, did Reardon. Snitch has a big impact. Lynch got to him, and then Snitch says it's mine, and then no, it isn't. Reardon says, yeah, finish up with it.
Oh, it's a penalty for Bradford. Interference at the play the ball. Joe Westerman just querying the decision of referee Thierry Alibert.
Well, I don't know why they do it. They go through all that hard work, stopping the man with the ball in hand, and then they try to turtle him. They try to put him over right in front of the official. And it happens every single season. Start of the year, referees at Keene, they're eager. They want to take control, give away silly penalties.
Here come Bradford again then, Scruton. You might have noticed at the bottom of your screen earlier, Leeds are 6-0 up against the Salford City Reds. The champions trying to get back on the horse, ready for the World Club Challenge next Sunday against Melbourne.
Tremendous play by Andy Lynch there. He was looking for the first phase. It didn't come, but it came on the second. And then again, it just emphasises the fact that Terry Mattison's side, you know, he had all the time in the world, couldn't get it away first time, had the second. That shows you that the Tigers' defence is very poor at the moment.
Orford will have to muscle up in defence now, because here comes Langley. That's tackle number 4. They're 15 metres away, the Bradford Bulls. Heath Lestrange finds Paul Sykes. Sykes gives it to Menzies, tries to go inside the man, just hit the deck. It was Rangi Chase who got him down initially, and it was Paul Jackson who finished him off. Now it's Orford again, high kick to the in-goal area. It's a great kick, this. And that ball is knocked dead by the Castleford defender. It's going to be a goal line dropout here. Steve McNamara's men are making the perfect start.
And Orford is running the show at the moment. It came off Richard Owen. He was in a good position as well as the Frenchman Thierry Alibert. Look at this for the beautiful kick. Well weighted. Good job that Owen was there to clean up.
Goal line dropout then. Bounces to Dave Halley, who gives it infield to his skipper Lynch, who drives it forward once again. A 3-year deal for Andy Lynch, signed last June. He's been here since 2005 and wearing the captain's armband this year. Bradford on the attack, as they have been from the first whistle. That's a good ball from Carney, finds Halley.
Great work by Owen. Richard Owen knew exactly what was happening, wasn't going to be sucked in with the dummy runner, picked him straight up, had the fullback well and truly in his sides.
Langley driving it forward again, that looked high from Ferris. Langley picks himself up, Lestrange is the dummy half, it's Orford again, gives it to Scruton, who's already scored 1 try. Jackson low down. And looks like there's a problem there for Scruton as he plays the ball gingerly to Lestrange. There's Orford, here is Halley. Crossfield kick from Halley, he's chasing it himself and it's just beaten.
That was a perfect example though, where some of the communication between the Bradford players isn't quite right. The central winger, Eddie, have already gone through. Look, there are players in front, back in retreat to try and get an assist, Halley. So I think there's still, once the ball's moved a little bit wide from the play of the ball, it will take a period of time for all of the players to, I think, to learn exactly what they're trying to do.
Wainwright trying to get up and make a quick play the ball for the Castleford Tigers. Playing in that all-red strip tonight. 14 minutes gone, they're trailing here 12-0. Ryan Hudson, he made his Super League debut for Huddersfield as a substitute in 1998. He actually signed for the Bradford Bulls, but then he fell foul of the game's authorities. He had a 2-year drugs ban and he has come back and he is now playing for the Castleford Tigers. There he is again with hands on the ball. Rangi Chase, another poor kick from him. Bill, I just wonder, looking at this pitch, it's a bit brown from up here. What's it like at ground level?
Eddie, down here you can see the ice glistening in patches on it, and we saw Nick Scruton go down there a moment. I'm just wondering, as Reardon breaks...
Yes, it is Stuart Reardon. But Castleford get back in numbers and bring him down. It was a good chase back, that by Michael Shenton.
Certainly was. It looked like Shenton nearly stole it as well.
Back in a sec, Bill, when we see what happens with this. 3 more tackles remaining here, this set of 6 for the Bradford Bulls. Lestrange 40 metres out. Carney inviting the runner from Lynch. Lynch then gives it to Orford. Orford gives it some air and he finds Elliot Whitehead. Just 7 appearances last year for Elliot Whitehead, only 20 years of age. Orford once again. Here's Scruton, trying to go inside Ferris. Trying to get the arms clear and does, finds Orford. Orford then hands it on once again to Carney. Carney gets away once and twice from the tackler, Westerman, but couldn't get away the 3rd time. Last one here, and up goes the kick again from Matt Orford, but that's too deep, and that's easily diffused by Ryan McGoldrick. Down to Bill for the pitch report again. Bill?
Eddie, ice glistening in areas on the pitch, and you mentioned the brown patches out there. I'm told that during the close season, this ground was used as the setting for a film shoot, and large areas of the pitch were actually covered to facilitate that, and it has caused some damage, and the pitch is still As are so many pitches in Super League at the start of the season. Groundsmen have had a nightmare time during this bitterly cold and prolonged period of winter weather of keeping their pitches up to scratch. They've done a great job in adverse conditions, as they have here. This pitch is actually, believe it or not, improved since last weekend in the game against St Helens, when it really did look a mess.
I know they've had the covers on for most of the week, and Bradford actually could not train on this field yesterday because of the snow in this part of the world. This is offside. I think the marker's not standing square at that play the ball by Bradford, relieving Castleford penalty.
And boy, do they need it. Elliot Whitehead, you saw there, just go off to the left a little bit too early before the ball was played correctly. They need to have good possession now, the Tigers. They just want to get back into the game if they can. Good, solid, hard work. They haven't had a chance to put a pressure kick against this Bradford side yet.
That was Hudson. This is Chase. Here's McGoldrick. He got the ball away to Westerman, who got away from Orford. He got away from Elliot Whitehead. Got the pass in to Snitch, but Bradford have got the ball back, but illegally, says the referee. It's a Castleford penalty. Offside is the signal from referee Thierry Alibert. This then is Steve Snitch for the Castleford Tigers. 26 today, he's 27 on Monday. And Stuart Jones.
Now this is where the likes of Rangi Chase has got to start taking control. First real opportunity for the visitors.
Hudson. Back it goes to Chase. Got the short pass into Brett Ferris. Brett Ferris takes some putting down. And they're over the line at Castleford, but the man is held up.
Good
and the
work by
tackle
Dave.
count will continue.
Yeah, Dave Halley got underneath it. Not a bad little run though from the hooker Ryan Hudson. The skipper thought he saw half a gap, gets over the in-goal area, but you can see Dave Halley does everything right.
Chase running square, gives it to Westerman. Westerman has the arms free, wants to offload and couldn't. That's the last one. 8 metres away, Chase again. Hoist the kick towards the in-goal area. Shenton went up for it, the ball is lost by Sharif, and this could be a try for the Castleford Tigers.
I think it is.
Michael Shenton, the referee has checked the grounding himself. He says that's okay, just wants to check everything else on the way.
Beautiful kick here from Rangi Chase. Wants to see whether he's onside. It looked okay. Yeah, that's fine. Sharif goes high. He goes at the right moment, and Shenton knocks that ball backwards. I think it ricochets off Sharif. So therefore, this will be TRY time as far as I'm concerned. It was first contact with Sharif there. Then Shenton gets a touch, but it's going backwards. But I'm not the video referee. That's down to Ben Thaler tonight. Sharif gets first touch, so that's play on. And in my mind, Shenton, when he touches it, the ball is going backwards, so that's play on. And when it ricochets off... Ooh, now then, did he have a second? Yeah, it was Sharif that knocks it back. I think this will be given. Any contact from Shenton, as far as I'm concerned, has been going backwards, and then Sharif knocked it over the in-goal area, and I think it's a gift.
I think it's a try. I think you got it completely right there, Mike. Michael Shenton's got on, knocked it back. Nicholas Sheaf has knocked it back towards his line and sits at the grounding now. And that's downward pressure and a try.
So he's the incumbent England centre, is Michael Shenton. He played every international for England last year and he didn't score a single try, but I think he's got one here. Does Ben Thaler agree? Yes, he does. And Castleford are back in the hunt. First real threat that they posed on the Bradford Bulls line. And Michael Shenton comes up with a 4-pointer, a priceless try for Terry Mattison's team, because early on the game looked in danger of running right away from them.
Well, it just shows you the importance of getting 2 penalties on the trot, and that's allowed the Tigers to get into a good position, probably the first opportunity, and they take it. Ricky Sharif could not defuse the bomb from Rangi Chase. Can he add the extras?
Well, yes, a vital kick really for Westerman. This will give him a bit more confidence. And Westerman is straight and true with the kick. He got a try and a couple of goals against Warrington. Plus, he came up with 53 tackles, this young man. And, well, Castleford on the board and back in the match.
Beautiful place kick from Rangi Chase. But, as I said before, the build-up to it. The Bradford side have allowed the Tigers back into the game, mainly to the second rower, Elliot Whitehead. 2 penalties on the trot. Has lost them about 50, 60 metres downfield.
High hanging kickoff from the Bradford Bulls. Rangi Chase underneath it. Well, it's just what they wanted, Brian, the try.
I didn't think Castleford were in the game, and Mike makes a really pertinent point about they've got some field position with penalties, and that gave them the score at the end there, because Bradford have been really dominant. Castleford looked a little bit loose in and around their middle. They're missing tackles there, and they didn't look as vigorous as they have done the last couple of weeks. So that's a great result for Castleford on the back, as you said, of a couple of penalties to get some field position.
Midway through the first half, they completed that first ever Super League double over Bradford last year. 40-38 here, 28-26 at the Jungle. Deep kick. Halley positioned himself perfectly, though. Decent enough chase. Big, strong red wall ahead of Halley. No way through.
You know, Bill Arthur spoke about the icy conditions there, and it is pretty hard on the surface. And usually when the start of a match, quite a lot of players are reluctant to go down towards the legs. Psychologically they think, oh, I don't want to go down on this hard ground, I'll just try to get him ball and all and twist him, wrestle him to the ground. And that was being the problem in the opening 15 minutes for Cass in their defensive pattern.
Elliot Whitehead goes down tackle number 4, midway inside the Tigers' half. Lynch gives it to Glenn Hall, who's off the field, on the field now, off the bench. That's the last one. 18, 19 metres away from the line. Lestrange, Orford. This fellow's the engineer-in-chief. And Rangi Chase claimed that. It was a great kick again, right on the line. It meant that Chase had to jump from the field of play, and Bradford trap him in goal.
Well, we all know the quality of this guy, Matt Orford. We saw that in the World Club Challenge last year, didn't we?
Time off.
And it was pinpoint yet again.
Okay.
Do you think at this point the Castleford players didn't have enough energy to get up and put pressure on Matt Orford, because he was almost given as much time as he wanted to put that kick in?
And I think that's symptomatic that they're losing the middle. What we're saying is that Bradford are playing the ball too quickly, just not quite as vigorous in the middle, and Castleford's kicking game is not great at the moment. They'll need to improve that to find some space so they can get a bit further down the field and restrict Bradford's territory. But you're right, Van Orford's kicking for free at the moment.
22 minutes gone, 12-6, Bradford ahead, in possession here with Lestrange. Gives it to Langley. Langley then in centre field to Hall. That's a quick play, the ball that Bradford were looking for. Heath Lestrange again. Good offload. Terrific offload it was by Andy Lynch, but no way through for Brett Carney. And Lestrange to Langley to Orford. Gives it further width to Halley, who runs down a bit of a blind alley, but gets it away to Reardon in the end. Stuart Reardon hangs on to the ball in tackle number 4. Oh, and they get a penalty, and that's a gift. An absolute gift. Richard Owen all over the top of Reardon.
That is a silly penalty to give away. You know, what's the point? You've done all the hard work, so you just want to push his head into the ground? Baffles me sometimes.
Orford to Hall. Bradford can see the try line begging again here. Lynch with the drive in for Bradford. All hands to the pumps in defence for Castleford. Lynch on hands and knees almost getting over the line. We'll play it here to Lestrange. Short ball and a great try from Whitehead. Elliot Whitehead, the 20-year-old. It was inevitable, really, after that penalty that was given away on tackle number 4. And Bradford weren't going to let that opportunity slip them by. 20 years of age, this fellow. He only made 7 appearances last year after his debut against Wakefield in June.
Silly penalty there by Richard Owen. Just trying to put his head on the ground. Okay, Reardon milked it for all it's worth. This was good work, though. Combination by the youngster Whitehead. and Lestrange, the hooker. Dummied, and then they came through. They didn't read it at all. Well, Steve McNamara wouldn't have been too happy with the fact that this fella gave away 2 penalties, allowed Tigers back into the game, but he certainly wiped the slate clean with that one. That was good positioning and a very clever piece of play by the hooker, Heath Lestrange.
And Elliot Whitehead, the try scorer, one of 6 Bradford Bulls juniors who in 2008 went on the England Academy Tour down under. And Matt Orford now, well, he's kicked brilliantly in general play, and he's got 2 from 2 when he's been asked to kick the goals. This for 3 from 3 and to re-establish the 12-point advantage, which it does. 18 points to 6, Bradford lead.
Crafty play by Lestrange. Look, it looks as though he's going back, and that's a dummy runner coming back on the inside. But watch the answer out wide. Oh, go through the gap, son. Tremendous stuff.
Well, they failed to win any of their first 4 in 2009. 13-all against Hull Kingston Rovers here in round 1 last year was as close as they got. But the team that topped the table in 1997, 1999, 2001, 2003, and won the last grand final in 2005 from 3rd place in the table. The Bradford Bulls have started this match in determined style, and they have another penalty here.
Well, this penalty again just causes problems. Just going back to that try, Brian, is that where you almost need to be cross-eyed on your try line? One eye on the man with the ball and one eye on the attacker who's directly in front of you as the defender?
What you've got to do is totally rely upon the person next to you and trust his judgment as well. We saw the person outside in front of the ball. That meant he couldn't go back and help the defender that tried to make the tackle. Ryan Hudson's overread the play and couldn't get back and do anything.
Salford putting up a scrap against the champions. It's 6-0 as it was early at Headingley to Leeds. Here it's 18-6 to the Bradford Bulls. We'll have all the details of that match at Headingley for you, of course, in Super League Extra Time, the programme that follows our live coverage here on the red button on your handsets.
Oh, that would have been a superb move. Beautiful offload, and then back on the inside, and Orford just couldn't hang on to it.
Carney and Orford combining really well then. Just couldn't, as you say, just couldn't take the pass in, Matt Orford. It was a try for all money if he'd have held on to the ball. James Evans then for the Tigers. 3 tries in the first 2 rounds of this year. Formerly with the Bradford Bulls, of course, as we featured in the build-up to this match. Big pal of Chris Nero. It's Nero who is smiling at the moment, though. A 12-point advantage.
That's much better, quicker play the ball there. That's been a problem by the Tigers so far tonight, in as much that Bradford have been able to just hold them down. And they did it there again, a little bit more enthusiasm, get up and play the ball quicker.
Kirk Netherton is on the field. He did well in his first season against Castleford last year, formerly with Hull Kingston Rovers, and the replacement hooker is on. This is Rangi Chase meanwhile. That's the last tackle for Castleford. Now, can they force a repeat set of 6? Off the boot of McGoldrick, that is. It's too deep. Sharif underneath it, that was easy. And don't forget the World Club Challenge, a week on Sunday. We'll be at Elland Road with the Leeds Rhinos, the best of British against the best of Australia. Leeds against Melbourne. And if you need any information about the big match, the World Club Challenge, there's the telephone number and there's the website of the Rugby Football League. And Brian Noble knows all about winning World Club Challenges. It's a great occasion, and can Leeds do it for the English Super League?
Yeah, absolutely. I think tradition will show, and the results will say. We go Bradford made a break.
Yeah, they have a try here from Carney. We'll come back to the Leeds story in a moment. Meanwhile, we'll concentrate on Brett Carney's first try in Bradford's colours. It was brilliantly sculptured, wonderfully engineered, and a great final pass from Paul Sykes. And Carney, well, he could have driven a double-decker bus through the Castleford Tigers' defence. And once he saw the space ahead of him, Carney was not going to be denied. The man from the Cronulla Sharks, just one appearance last year because of a foot operation. And Brett Carney underway with his personal tally, and Bradford going well.
And it's all about knowing what your player's going to do. That was superb stuff. Menzies to Sykes, and the halfback says, I'll go back on the inside. This is sheer quality. Quite often a lot of people say, why do they just pop up like that? Because they use their brains. The ball goes one way, and once it comes back, there is someone coming on that second phase. Shake of the head for Terry Madison.
As he watches the replay on the big screen here at Odsal, cannot believe what he is seeing. His Castleford Tigers team is being put to the sword in the first half here by Bradford. Okani has scored the latest try. That's try number 4. And can Orford add the extras? This should be academic. And it is. It's 24 points to 6 to Bradford. And Castleford, well, from the first whistle, they have really had their backs to the wall.
Combination, Sykes knew exactly what Menzies was going to do. Back on the inside, and then look for Carney come through. And you can see Ryan McGoldrick, he'd gone over far too much. Far too many Tigers defenders in one close section.
And that try converted for the Bulls.
And Castleford restart. Sykes is underneath to kick off. Oh, that's a mistake. It's a huge error from Glenn Hall. Castleford have got the ball back in a very, very encouraging situation. This is Steve Snitch for the Tigers. And Chase and McGoldrick and Evans just can't get himself over the line. That's great defence. The referee, though, shouts held. And now the ball is in touch. The referee, though, shouted held. He's given the penalty because there was interference on James Evans.
That's good refereeing by Thierry Alibert. Was the leg lifted? I think it was, and that's the reason. That is good refereeing, and looked as though Dave Halley nearly took out the official. He went backwards and grabbed old Alibert's shirt.
Netherton and Mitchell Sargent just on the field for Liam Higgins. He'll add a bit of umph and grunt up front. Rangi Chase, back it comes, and it's Shenton. He's over the line, but he cannot ground the ball. Great Bradford defence. McGoldrick waits at dummy half. Here is Ferris now. Ferris running flat, and there was nobody running off him then.
How on earth did Sharif stop and Sykes stop?
They're going to have to do it again here with Shenton, and Sykes does. He was just clutching an arm then after the first tackle. McGoldrick bullets the pass, and Hubie will hoist the kick, and they're in with the try on the far side to Richard Owen. Well, this game has been a point-a-thon in recent years, and it looks like we're in for another big total here tonight. It was 38-40 on this ground last year to the Castleford Tigers, and the Castleford Tigers, even though they've been behind the 8 ball for much of this match in the first half, they will not go away. And Richard Owen with the latest try. That's the 6th try we've had in the first half.
They just won't lie down, will they? It was good defence from Bradford that kept Shenton out, but that is a gift. It was a superb one there. Reardon just caught a little bit off his line. Oh, it's a great kick, isn't it? Oh, great take. They're not out of it. They just can't shake them off, the Bulls.
Can Westerman add the extras? Difficult kick from right over there on the far side. Oh, yes, he can. Terrific kick from Westerman. It's only down to 12 again. 24 points to 12. Bradford, well, they're leading, but Castleford, they keep coming back, don't they?
Well, I bet Glenn Hall was hoping that they could just survive for one more player, wasn't it? Do you remember his knock on from the kickoff after they'd scored? Really give Castleford that opportunity. They've had to rely on the kick on the very last play again. But they're just about keeping the Castleford side in the game.
They are, he is, and they are in the game. And despite the crispy conditions underfoot, it's an entertaining little match we've got here, isn't it? Vital game for Bradford, big game for Castleford. After their start against Leeds, a lot of people really did sit up and take notice. They played ever so well against Warrington last week. They gifted Warrington a couple of tries with mistakes. And, well, they look, Steve, at one stage of being blown off the park here, but they're right back in it, Cass.
Yeah, it's all a matter of possession.
And this penalty will help.
And again, you know, that's something that Steve McNamara will have to work hard on. That's the fourth occasion they've had the Tigers way down in their own red zone, and silly players allowed them to get out of it.
Best tash in Super League, that, isn't it, from Glenn Hall?
Well, it's the first I've seen, so I suppose it'd have to be.
Mitchell Sargent has made a bit of a difference, hasn't he, since he's come on?
It surprised me. I said before the game started, why on earth Terry Madison doesn't put him out there in the opening 20.
Rangi Chase now attacking the line. Oh, the ball has bounced and de Menzies has it. An important ankle tap that was. Oh, well, that can't be allowed, surely.
Yes, it can. One-on-one. Chase on Menzies. Stripped it out.
But he got up to play the ball, didn't he, Steve Menzies?
Well,
I'm sure the
referee must have said he wasn't tangled.
Well, Menzies was going to play the ball, wasn't he? There's no question of that.
Well, McGoldrick touches him when he's on the ground, and the ball carrying arm is there. As soon as he touches him, well, that is amazing.
And it looked as though the referee had gone back, actually, the 10 metres for the play. But anyway.
Well, as soon as McGoldrick touches him, and Menzies had stopped, I thought that constitutes the end of the tackle.
Well, Castleford won't be complaining. Here's McGoldrick, and he gets the ball away again. Netherton. A couple of subtle changes in this first half by Terry Matheson have changed Castleford around a bit. This is Evans.
Oh, what in for a thriller. Hold on to your seats.
Nice tackle. Rangi Chase slides the kick in.
Nobody there.
But they've knocked that ball dead, haven't they? Hang on, it's a penalty for offside underneath the sticks to Castleford. They were all offside, says the referee.
It was a good kick, wasn't it, by Rangi Chase? But he was about the only one that realised he was going to put it into that area. None of the Tigers could pick it up. Oh, this is real pressure. Now then, where's Sargent?
Salford have hit back against the Leeds Rhinos, 6-4. There's the offload. Here is Westerman. Changes the direction of the attack, Westerman. Suddenly, the confidence is flowing through the Castleford veins. Knock on, no!
Doesn't like it, Westerman. And I think you might find that there's a little bit of a hand from Langley there. He was in a good position, wasn't he, Mr. Ali Bear, but he has missed it. Now this is the incident. Now as soon as McGoldrick, as far as I'm concerned, puts his hand on him, makes any touch.
And look at the referee, he's going back for the 10 metres, isn't he?
Yeah, well, he's obviously called as well. That's a real mix-up.
Talking of mix-ups, it was a mix-up for Joe Westerman, but I think Langley got away with grand larceny there.
Of course he did, whipped it out.
This is Warrensea.
Some you win, some you lose, Eddie, as you know.
That's Wayne Godwin, the dummy half for the Bradford Bulls. Great with the Castleford Tigers, of course.
Great work there from James Evans. You see he came in on the angle and left no space for them to go.
Here's Langley again. Plays it to Godwin. Castleford muscling up in defence, but they get the ball away to Bradford. Westerman just gets back into the defensive line. Looks like he's got a problem with his ear, or side of the head anyway. Last one here for Bradford, just inside the Tigers' half. The kick from Orford. It was a vigorous challenge on him by Ferris, and Orford is still down.
Well, the referee had a little bit of a look. He rings that it's okay.
Rangi Chase.
I think Ferris was committed. Orford's got up. He seems to be okay.
This is James Evans again. Yeah, he was committed.
Yeah, committed, and he went into the chest. Nothing high.
Glenn Hall didn't last long. Craig Kopchak has come.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
For him.
Both coaches have made a substitution with 2 and 3 minutes to the half-time. It's interesting play from both of them to use one of the 12 changes they've allowed so close to half-time, Hooter.
And Castleford losing a bit of ground there. The pass was a bit astray. Brett Ferris did well to hang on to it. Rangi Chase, that's a lovely little chip over the top. Bounce is important. Bounce is perfect. Good scrambling defence though for Bradford.
That'll be the turnover. Not a bad option, was it? Just bounced up right. Orford put him off just at the vital moment.
Inside the last minute of this first half. And it's Stuart Reardon for the Bradford Bulls, carrying them over the halfway line.
That's been the difference between the two sides as far as I'm concerned. What you've just mentioned it, Eddie.
Carney, good run from Carney. Warrency was ahead of him. Almost in the defensive line, Michael Warrency. Godwin waits dummy half. They're lined up across the field here. It's Orford. Cut out pass and finds Sykes. Sykes goes down, tackle number 4. Half a minute remaining. Plenty of time for the remainder of this set of 6 for the Bradford Bulls. Langley and the short pass from Lynch. Last one for Bradford.
Surely the kick into the corner. Oh,
drop goal. Drop goal attempt from Orford. He's kicked it. Matt Orford with the 1-pointer that just increases the lead to 13. 25 points to 12. Knows there's probably not enough time for the kick-off to come. There's the half-time siren in the background, and there's the 1-pointer that at the end of the day could be so important to the Bradford Bulls. Matt Orford always thinking. Teams emerging from the dressing rooms, the warmth of the dressing rooms into the Arctic conditions at Odsal, with the Bradford Bulls leading by 25 points to 12. 4 tries to 2, and Matt Orford with some imperious kicking from general play and off the kicking tee as well. Well, they're much happier tonight than they were on Sunday when St Helens came here and ripped them apart in the first half. They were 26-0 down as well after about 6 or 7 minutes of the second half, when Kyle Eastman intercepted a pass and ran virtually half the length of the field to score. But here, Bradford with the match in their pockets to a degree, but Castleford have proved in that first half they won't give this up without a fight.
Pretty smart move as well, wasn't it, by Matt Orford? Only seconds to go in that first half. Just had that 1 point. Psychologically, just lifts them a little bit more. Terry Matheson, of course, he would have gone into his players, especially in the opening 20 minutes. In regards to their defence, very poor is the best I can describe it.
Started the second half a little bit better in defence, as you can see. Bradford restricted to midway inside their own half. This opening set of 6. Godwin, back it goes to Carney. Big hump downfield from Carney. High bounce, and underneath it is Ryan McGoldrick. Now, what can Castleford do in their first set of 6, the start of this second half? Well, they can't get very far. 3 defenders in there quickly to pull Ryan McGoldrick down. Richard Owen is the dummy half, wearing 1 on his back, of course. One of the best young players in Super League. Real England prospect, surely, for the Four Nations Tour. Pulled back a number of occasions last year. Here's Rangi Chase, having to do a lot of the scheming by himself tonight with no Brent Sherwin.
And that is a big problem. Terry Matheson is fully aware of that, is the fact that Rangi Chase is virtually their only playmaker. And that makes it very easy for Bradford to just push him out into one area. You know, you have Brent Sherwin out there with him. It creates a bit of confusion. One goes on the left, the other goes on the right. That's too far.
Yeah, deep kick, far too deep from Rangi Chase. Does it surprise you, Steve-O, that Terry Matheson has decided to leave Brent Sherwin out of the side tonight? He says there's nothing wrong with him as far as injuries are concerned. He just thinks that, you know, he's had a fairly tough off-season, 2 very physical games in the last 2 weeks. He's just giving him a rest. That's what he says, anyway.
Yeah, well, he may feel that he's only about 90%, and I suppose in many ways, the way that Bradford have been playing, he may have thought that he could get away with it, but it's such a wonderful schemer, Sherwin. He really is the major cog in this Tiger outfit. And as I say, it puts so much responsibility on the shoulders of Rangi Chase.
Well done.
Better tackling early here from Castleford, but that's a wonderful pass from Orford to Carney. And there's a man on the overlap wide, which is Sharif. And Sharif, he's lost the ball. That's a knock-on.
He tried to pass and it just dislodged from him. And full credit to the Tigers' defence, they got back, didn't they?
Brilliant defence from Wainwright. You know, he was at one point had to stop and turn 180 degrees here. Just keep your eye on the fantastic play by Kearney here as he breaks through the line. He's going hard to try and find the faster port out wide. But just look at the right winger for Castleford. Tracks back, times a tackle perfectly. Saves a certain try and keeps his side alive.
And it was also good work by Rangy Chase. He just held off, didn't join in the tackle and the winger, just in case that ball had come through. But what about the delayed pass by Matt Orford?
Just a couple of signs, aren't there, in this match, that Orford and Kearney, they're starting to gel.
Yep, well, we always knew that, but I made the point, and I'm sure that Steve McNamara would have been working so hard this week, in as much that, hey, you know, they can't show their skill factor unless we give them that platform, and you do that with good, hard, solid work in the forwards, and that is what we've seen from the Bulls tonight.
That's a great tackle from Orford as well. Last tackle here for the Tigers, just inside their own half. Chase's kick this time can be deep, and is, but it's straight into the arms of Reardon. Halley, the dummy half for Bradford. Ricky Sharif now. Sharif, 140th career appearance tonight, ever present, but only 7 tries last year for Ricky Sharif. 10-6 at Headingley, 7 minutes into the second half, and we'll have a report from Rod Studd on that, how the champions are brushing up ahead of the World Club Challenge. Of course, Salford will not be interested in that at all. They want their first win of the season on the ground where they won last year. And by the way, in the build-up to the Warrington-Wigan game tomorrow, which has all the hallmarks of an absolute classic, we will have the tries from Headingley in that game that's being played tonight, Leeds and Salford. Richard Owen has it for Castleford. That's a great chase. Warren still led the way.
Kick's only as good as a chase, and it was superb. Absolutely spot on there, Eddie. And this is going to make it very difficult. Oh, the youngster, was it Whitehead, was it? Or was it Kopchak? Couldn't quite work out.
Great Kopchak it was,
yes. Just got away with it.
You know, they do rely a lot, Castleford, on runs from dummy half. The man picking it up there and running hard with the ball. There's a pass on to Mitchell Sargent. But to get out to their own half, more than maybe many other sides, they get the fast players, Eddie, to just run as quickly as they can from that zone. Try and make as much ground as they can. Here it is now, Sargent offloading just on the 40-metre line.
Indeed, it's Craig Hubie who takes the battle forward for Castleford. But the Bradford Bulls doing well, this set of 6, restricting Castleford to their own half. So Ryan Hudson just pumps the kick in. Oh, and it bounces horridly over the head of Ricky Sharif. Went backwards, though. But it means that Hudson and company can come in and close him down just 12 metres away from his own line.
Well, it looked as though it was going to be a poor kick, and then he just ricocheted away.
Hit a patch of ice, maybe. This is Stuart Reardon.
There's plenty out there.
Good offload. Good tackle too by Ryan Clayton. Ryan Clayton wearing 17, almost left in the close season, but then agreed a 1-year deal. This is his first appearance of 2010. Gets his chance because Dean Widders of Castleford is out injured tonight. This is Langley for Bradford. He gets the Bulls to halfway on tackle number 4.
Much better defence from the Tigers. They're moving up as a unit, as you can see out wide. They're forcing Bradford down the middle, 1 out. Failed to do that early in the game.
Lynch takes the last tackle for Bradford, 10 metres inside the Castleford half. Godwin to Orford. There's the kick again. Measured once more. A tester. Oh, well claimed by Ryan McGoldrick. Sykes doing well to halt the progress, because McGoldrick was thinking about a 3/4 of the length of the field try there. Here is Wayne right now.
McGoldrick certainly has the speed. Good work by Sykes.
I think Terry Mattison has had a real go at his players. He's asked them for more effort in this second half, and the opening 7 minutes of the second 40, much better than the opening to the match itself. Clayton once again.
I think Terry Mattison has really got to start taking a few changes out there. Maybe bringing the loose forward Joe Westerman as a second receiver, or even going in at first receiver there. Just take a little bit of pressure off Rangy Chase.
Here is Rangy Chase attacking the line, stabbing the kick through. Halley gets it under pressure and does really well, Halley. But in the opening 6 minutes of the first half, Bradford scored 12 points. Here we are now coming up to the 8th minute of the second half, and it's as you were at half-time. So Terry Mattison has tightened a few screws out there, hasn't he?
And number 8, introducing goal to replace.
And the scoreline at half-time was an accurate reflection, in my opinion, of the game. Bradford were twice as good as Castleford in that first 40 minutes. They had twice as many points. Things are levelling up a bit, but the speed you just sense, you know, the players can't keep up at this pace. One or two already dropping down.
Indeed so, the kick downfield. I'm just watching as Craig Hubie gets gingerly to his feet back on the halfway line, as that ball is picked up over there on the far side by Wainwright.
Good run as well by the winger. A beautiful kick downfield, and again, one thing that will be pleasing Steve McNamara is the chase. It's been pretty good. Kicking game has been far superior to their opposition. There's one department that Terry Mattison will be a bit concerned about. They've got to improve in that.
Here goes Jackson again. Thankfully Jackson out on the field of play tonight and not injured after that clash with Gareth Carvell in the opening moments of the match against Warrington last week. Here's a penalty for Castleford, which is like manna from heaven for the Tigers. It's a high challenge from Glenn Hall.
Yep, right over top of the shoulder, straight into the mush.
First penalty of the second half, and it goes Castleford's way.
Remember, a couple of penalties that Bradford gave away midway through the first half allowed the Tigers to have some semblance of hope to get into this game.
Dominant hit that was by Steve Menzies on Jackson. The ball has come out, and it's Menzies who's the quickest to react to that.
Well, didn't Hudson get done for that against Warrington last week? And then Myler picked up the ball, didn't he, and went on to score. Having the ball knocked out as the acting halfback, he tries to keep the markers interested, tied up in the middle of the field, but it's not going. He hits the forearm from Hudson and dives on the ball first.
Spot on, Phil. It was Carvell, wasn't it, last week? On this occasion, it's Menzies that's caught out Ryan Hudson, the hooker. This will be a little bit smarter and quicker than that.
Deemed not to be a knock-on this week because I think the arm was struck rather than the ball. That's what the referee interpreted it as anyway.
Oh, did Menzies drop that?
Orford to Langley. Last one here for Bradford.
Now will they go for position or height?
Orford goes for a bit of both, really. Halley's chasing it. McGoldrick claims it. Bumps off the first. Can't get away, though, from Paul Sykes. And here is Rangi Chase.
He's like a human pinball, isn't he? He just bounces off players, bounces out of tackles. And they are both teams now trying to play a speed race here. They're trying to quicken up the play of the ball to go down the middle of the field as fast as they can here. Find that breakthrough play.
Brian, wouldn't Castleford be wishing that they started the match like they've started this second half?
Absolutely. They're just going to take benefit of the way that they have started in the second half, and losing the ball and play two from Ryan Hudson there just won't help their cause, because they've done the right thing. They got the penalty. They weren't the one that had cracked, and here we see them with a little bit more field position now.
And they have 2-on-2 out there. Shenton's dab down the line, and an invitation for the chasers. Halley is there. Does Halley do as well? Does he ever? But so too does Ricky Sharif. He manages to ground the ball over the goal line.
Just got away with it. Ooh, that could have been a penalty. Well, is it back to 6? Was it knocked out?
No.
By Castleford? No, says Mr. Alibert.
The tackle count continues. Here is Langley. Oh, here they get the penalty. Leeds 12-4 up against Salford now. Just chipping away, aren't they?
And again, it becomes a nightmare, doesn't it, for any coach, either side, just messing around in that play the ball. Brian, it's amazing that they do so much hard work, they do the chase, and you as a coach many times, you must just shake your head in disbelief.
You're frustrated for them because they've done all the hard work. They found some field position, a fabulous last kick, 2 super plays from Bradford, risky plays to get them off their line, and then Evans on play 4 gives away the penalty, which will disappoint their coach.
Move! 10! Wait, great.
Bradford coming forward again, and Castleford Penalised once again for offside at the play of the ball.
We'll just be a bit calm and collected now. Bradford will be punching this down into the corner.
Ironic, isn't it? High scoring first half, and then all of a sudden have dried up.
Just 12-4, it is the scoreline at Headingley. It was 10-6 that we were giving you a little earlier on, but again, problems with Tinternet, and it's 12-4. 12-4 to Leeds. This is Scruton.
Now this is an ideal position for the Bulls to put on a set pattern move.
Okay.
Little show and go.
Two good use of the two good dummy runners back on the inside though.
Hall, dummy half. Looping pass, not the best to Orford. Over the top it goes to Langley. Langley flicks it away to Sykes. He gives it to Menzies. Menzies nonchalantly to Carney. Carney attacking the line.
They've been impressive, haven't they, the two halfbacks, Carney and Orford.
That's Godwin. Here is Orford. And a pass that goes in the end to Ricky Sharif. They're lucky to get away with that. Last tackle here for Bradford.
Great work by Rangi Chase there. You saw him go outside so they couldn't get it. It's a kick in the corner though.
It is a kick in the corner. It's picked up though by Richard Owen.
No, it was a Bradford man taken out. There's a penalty.
Well, Glenn Hall moved away from Richard Owen, and Richard Owen has got a problem here with the ankle by the looks of things. And he looks in absolute agony. And Glenn Hall fell on the leg.
Yeah, the leg goes underneath.
Castleford Tigers, number 14, Stuart Jones goes on to replace number 9, Ryan Hudson.
Now, did he get a slight smack in the head as well?
I think the injury to the leg is of more concern to Richard Owen.
The Bradford Bulls, number 9, Nicholas Strange goes on to replace.
Definitely goes underneath. And
The referee's taking a report from the touch judge about all this.
I think there might have been a swinging harm by Glenn Hall.
Sorry.
Can we get these bikes on sword?
On a penalty?
And Ryan McGoldrick is just saying that can we get the Bradford Bulls on side?
No, I'm saying them. No, when we got the ball. I catch it, they were right. 2 minutes away.
Just know a little bit of French. McGoldrick. No, to be fair, did he make contact? Pretty hard to see there. Nothing untoward as it finished off.
But he's badly hurt, Richard Owen, there's no doubt about that.
Yeah, his leg went right underneath it, and forget about the game. Let's just make sure that the player is going to be okay.
And Steve McNamara looking on, and Terry Mattison looking on very anxiously.
Can't quite tell from those replays whether it will be the knee or probably the inside of the ankle. You tend to think it was lower down the leg, wouldn't you? And maybe the weight of the defender just sort of fell on top of him.
Well, there's obviously a big concern here for Castleford and Richard Owen. So he was full back in 14 matches last year.
And to be fair, Glenn Hall is a lump of a guy, isn't he? It would have been a big impact. It was, as I say, nothing untowards as they were going down to the ground, but it looks like it's going to be bad luck for Richard Owen. The knee certainly hits the ground as he's being spun round, and with Phil, you don't know whether it's going to be the knee or the ankle. Either way, he's in a lot of trouble.
Concern on the faces of all the Castleford Tigers players, as Richard Owen looks as though he's going to be lifted from the field on a stretcher.
And so they should be concerned, because he's such a talent, isn't he? Richard Owen.
Well, let's have a look at the tries that were scored in the first half. None in the second half, of course, so far.
And it was just poor defence. As I say, I'm taking nothing away from the man that went over to score the try. And I must say that Scruton started. Brian, you know, the kicking from Orford, you must have been impressed tonight.
Yeah, he looks the class that he is, the class act that he is. You know, he's put it on a sixpence, but That's probably a little bit of what Castleford done, seen a little bit of for Shenton that Rangi Chase has done the self-same back to them, and we've seen whichever team's established field position, whether that be by penalties or mistakes or whatever, has managed to come up with the points. And what we've seen is they've both bent their backs in the second half, and that's why we've seen a lack of points.
This was superb, wasn't it? Menzies back inside to Sykes and then Carney. The combination. Steve Manamara said, look, wait, don't panic about the fact they get the two half-backs working. They've done that. Hewby, nice kick into the corner. Reardon just caught out. Take nothing away from Owen. That was a good finish.
No, I think we should reflect. And here's Orford's drop goal to reinforce his kicking game from the first half. And we didn't really mention the fact that Hewby kicked that ball for Owen, did we? And it's a front rower, so he's put that on a sixpence as well. So his kicking boots are certainly in order.
Well, I'm a bit biased, Brian. You and I were both hookers, so they do have brains from time to time, the front rowers, don't they?
Well, some of them do. We've also played with some that didn't have any brains at times. In fact, more times than not.
Yeah, well, I'm very glad that I didn't play against you, so you don't include me in that.
No, I don't. No, you're a far better player than me, Michael.
6. Can we stop the Mutual Appreciation Society for a moment? Just 6 tries in the first half, nothing in the second. And an injury here to Richard Owen that is causing Castleford some concern, obviously, as he is led from the field, and young Richard Owen is in a fair degree of pain.
Well, let's keep our fingers crossed that he's going to be okay, but he's obviously feeling it. He's a young winger. It's such a sad sight to see.
Ladies and gentlemen, clearly a substitution for the Castleford Tigers.
Richard Owen leaves the field then in the worst possible manner, and I think it's Steve Snitch I saw who was coming back on the field for him. And they've made another change, you see there, with Stuart Jones coming on for Ryan Hudson as well. And here is Snitch.
So often find Eddie here now, after a breaking play like that, a player will have lost concentration in the next minute, either in attack or defence. It's so frequent, and the best sides here now can capitalise on that lapse in concentration.
Breaking play for 5 full minutes, so the point you're making, Phil, is well made. Good offload though that was. Here's Ferris for Castleford. Oh, he's nearly lost the ball. He has lost the ball.
Yeah.
Warrensey has it. Good work, but he orders the turnover.
That was good work by Orford. It was 1-1. Well spotted by the official. Now a couple of drives and then utilise the skill factor. I must say the inside passing from the Bulls tonight has been outstanding.
This is Carney trying to take on Shenton and take on Jackson. It's with Orford again. Gives it some width. Now it's with Chris Nero. Goes through one. Can't get through the last line of defence. His friend James Evans. It's the last one. Halley. And Orford again will hoist the kick. Another measured kick. Right. Well, it's just underneath the sticks. Tremendous kick. But Ryan McGoldrick equal to it.
Quick start. Gets a return as well. That was good play by the fullback, Ryan McGoldrick.
Salford are giving Leeds a terrible fright. 12-10. The champions out of kilter with the World Club Challenge, now just 9 days away. This Castleford side, of course, beat them in the opening round. The Crusaders, in the opening weekend, was brought forward because of that World Club Challenge, gave them a real fright for an hour. And of course the Wakefield Trinity Wildcats beat them, so not going according to plan for Brian McLennan and the Leeds Rhinos. That's a good little run from Ryan Clayton. Stuart Jones, Rangi Chase. If it goes off the boot of Chase, one for everybody to scramble for, but easy for Ricky Sherif. Could have been high, yeah. Could have been high, that, by Snitch. He rode it though, did Sherif. Well, 25-12 at half-time, and here we are approaching the 20th minute of the second half, and we are waiting our first point of the second half. The defences have stiffened up, certainly for Castleford.
Well, I think both coaches would have said, look, we need to do that, but as you say, Terry Madison, he would have been furious. At half-time, Langley make half-break. He's been impressive with in this game, as Langley has got through a lot of work as well.
Hall to Orford, short ball to Carney.
Well spotted. That was good work by Ferris.
And Hubie, last tackle. Lestrange, Orford gives it width. This is Sykes, down the line for Sharif to chase. Hacked inside, it's still in play. Chance here for Dave Halley. And the referee just looks at the touch judge, he says it's okay. No need to check the offside, onside. And Dave Halley comes up with the first points of this second half and increases the Bradford lead. Well, Dave Halley, who had a really impressive year in 2009, which began with him on loan at the Wakefield Trinity Wildcats. 12 tries last year, including efforts home and away against Castleford, and he's come up with another 4-pointer against the Tigers here.
And again, the brains of Matt Orford. Never mind the kick, got him straight through. Sykes punches it in, and what about this for soccer skills? Back on the inside, got the bounce as well. I'll take that any time. Beautiful pass. Sykes did everything right, punched it through. Now then, that was pretty close. He has not gone to the screen, he's already given this try, so it's there, but let's have a look at this. No, he's fine. That is absolutely superb stuff. Eat your heart out, Man United. That was excellent. And he was lucky, you know. Dave Halley was a bit nervous and he was trying to pick it up, and then he kicked it. But it just bobbled nicely.
Yeah, anyone in the Premier League looking for a right winger? Not a bad effort from Ricky Sharif. Try from Dave Halley and Orford here to make it 5 from 5. And an impressive tally with the boot from Matt Orford. 31-12 now to the Bradford Bulls.
He's had a classic game. A lot of people have been criticising him in the first two that he has not been clicking, especially with his half-back partner, Brett Carney, but that has been diffused, and this is outstanding. Nothing short of superb. There was many superlatives as you like, but that was very good, wasn't it? And let's not forget the neat little kick through by Sykes.
Now, will that take a little bit out of the Castleford Tigers' tank, do you think?
I think you would have to. You just got the impression that if it was Bradford that scored, it was going to be a very, very hard road for the Tigers to get back into this game. It would have been the other way around. It would have been nerves aplenty. It'll be interesting to see whether the Bulls now and Steve McNamara will say, OK, this is where you show your skill and your stamina and control a game, and with kicks like that, you'll control it all right. Look at that chase.
Yes, terrific effort that from Bradford. No through for Ryan McGoldrick at all.
Surrender!
Terrier-like in the tackle now. Bradford. Castleford getting a bit frustrated. Ricky Sharif trying to pinch that one-on-one.
Went pretty close. Went pretty close to it. It should have been a penalty. He's interfered with there as he tried to play the ball. Got half a push.
Let's go downstairs and join Bill.
Eddie, a very sombre mood on the Castleford bench and around the Castleford team, because the word on the Richard Owen coming from the Cas dressing room is that it is a break. Left leg, lower leg, possibly the ankle. They're still working out what the exact location of the injury, but it was a bad one. And as I said, it really has put a dampener on the Castleford mood and the mood among their supporters as well, because he's a very popular young player with great potential.
Yes, that's the worst possible news for Richard Owen, and worst possible news for Castleford is that Rangi Chase has just put that ball out on the full, so Bradford will restart in a glorious position to add to their total here. And this is Langley for Bradford.
Steve McNamara will not want his side to just slacken off. He'll want to see good enthusiasm, and that's good running by Scruton.
A solid run. Here is Orford. This is Warrensey trying to spin his way to the line. Good tackling by Clayton and by Netherton. And here's another penalty for Bradford, which is adding to the Tigers' woes. Netherton. Was there a bit of interference there as Warrensey got to his feet?
Just trying to slow him down. Netherton got caught.
Will square the penalty count, 7 apiece. Heath Lestrange is the dummy half, and Bradford are 9 metres away. Here is Carney. And now Halley, latest try scorer for Bradford.
He came a bit too early to the full-back. The idea was there, back inside pass, but as soon as received it was flat.
It's Langley again. Only time to jink his way to the line. Good strong run from Jamie Langley as well, under pressure from 3.
Are they lining Warrensey up out wide here on the left?
This is Glenn Hall. He nearly stretched the arm out.
Oh, that's got to be a penalty, and Sinbin, I'm afraid. Well, will he be kind?
Stuart Jones could not get out of the way, or showed little inclination to get out of the way. It's interference at the play of the ball anyway.
Well, don't go for the 2. Come on, tap it. That's you want as much play time as possible.
Lestrange to Scruton, who started the fun, of course, for Bradford in the opening minutes. Lestrange again. 3 metres away. Scruton a bit gingerly to his feet. This is Langley. Shenton doing well. And Rangi Chase. Lestrange once again. Back it comes to Orford. Orford then to Carney. Carney inviting Nero on the inside run.
Just went on the arc a little bit too far. You could see there that they had Steve Menzies running in a straight line. He was supposed to get it.
And this is Carney's second try for Brett Carney. And you wouldn't think that Bradford will be denied now. 2 tries tonight for Carney. Full back in the NRL, operating of course at standoff here. He played in the county origin team there in 2008 at full-back, Brett Carney, but his partnership and his combination with Matt Orford is going to be very important to the Bradford Bulls this year, and it has certainly borne a bit of fruit here tonight. Carney with his second try.
And fully deserved. The way that they've utilised the ball back on the inside, and again good work started off by Heath Lestrange, back on the inside, and then again Orford the provider, the combination, the 2 halfbacks. If you've got to get a smile off Steve McNamara tonight, just mention that the 2 halfbacks played quite well.
Smile from Carney. And the points, I think, going Bradford's way, Phil.
Yeah, and I think you can take it back one stage before the halfbacks. I think the hooker is probably the most important player in rugby league. He touches the ball more than anybody else. And Heath Lestrange tonight seems to be finding his feet. Some nice deception set up a try early in the first half for Whitehead. And he's gaining in confidence now, the number 9 for Bradford. Moving out of that dummy half area and providing the passes for the players around him.
So 37-12. Brian, you would not expect Bradford to let this slip, would you?
Absolutely not, no. The game's done and dusted in respect for Bradford, but they've still got that concentration element that the coach will want them to continue and score some more points. For Castleford, they've been defending pretty well this second half, but we've seen 3 penalties on the bounce and late in the tackle count, and it's just too hard to defend.
Well, not the best night for Castleford. Their promising young teenager Richard Owen off the field with broken leg, suspected anyway, and just about confirmed by the medical staff, and trailing here by 37 points to 12. Last year's remarkable effort of getting to 7th in the table, 12th of course and bottom in 2008. They did make the playoffs last year. Can they secure back-to-back appearances for the first time since the turn of the century, 1999-2000, when they achieved it under Stuart Raper? That's the goal. There's a knock-on by Dave Halley.
And it was on as well. Beautiful inside pass by the standoff, Brett Carney. Look at that. Follow me, follow me. They really have been on song, haven't they, the 2 halfbacks tonight. Good work by the forwards. I've been impressed, especially with Jamie Langley. Steve Menzies, well, he gives his all, doesn't he? Never stops, the guy.
If you run a line through Bradford's form towards the back end of last year, and now the fact that they've got 1 win on the board from their opening 3, not bad. and a totally, completely revamped team this year for Steve McNamara.
I think if they can get to round 10 and be 5-5, having won half the games, there'll be a real challenge in the second half of the season. The difficult thing is here, obviously, they lost the first 2 games. They've got some confidence now, and I think as the year goes on, they will inevitably improve, but they'll need some confidence within the first 10 matches.
And the performance of Carney and Orford should provide a little bit of that, shouldn't it?
100%, but again, the hooker is very important, and Heath Lestrange, Wayne Godwin, how they combine, what they create, what platform they can set when his team are in possession, vital for Bradford in 2010.
Yeah, Wayne Godwin important to Bradford when he comes on and replaces Heath Lestrange, and indeed complements him. Oh, that ball's come free again, and there's some work here for Sharif to do, and he's got some pace, hasn't he?
That was clever work. He utilised the post there. It was as though it was one of his own players, and the defenders couldn't get anywhere near him.
You know, Eddie, it's possible that Ricky Sharif is a better winger than, say, perhaps Ryan Hall, who played for England last year. Sometimes here you see him get it on the out of the in-goal area. By playing in a side that gets the grand final wins, we catch the eye, we score the tries and we notice it. But Ricky Sharif, I think this season, again, if we take a notice of him when we come to watch the games, we'll see just what a great winger he could be.
He just 7 tries last year. That's probably why we didn't wax lyrical about him while Ryan Hall was running them in for fun.
But he played
he was
on
in
the wing of a
team,
side. Yes, yeah. That's the difficult thing, isn't it? Looking good in a side that's at the bottom of the league is tough in any sport.
Trying still desperately to rescue something from this Castleford. Evans plays the ball to Ryan Hudson. That's Stuart Jones. Here's Rangi Chase. They've missed Brent Sherwin tonight, I think.
He's a class player. Any side of
penalty for
got a penalty. They'll relieve it. Just a little bit late, messing around as the send-off, but Kearney. Must say Kearney's had a good game.
Just less than 11 minutes, 10.5 to be precise, to go. And Higgins with the drive forward for the Castleford Tigers. Brian Hudson wants them to get on with it. Here's Jackson.
Sorry, Eddie, the one thing about the Tigers, and Terry Matterson knows it, they'll dig deep. They will not throw the towel in. They'll try to be positive and make sure that they get a couple of tries if they can.
Rangi Chase. Back it comes. This is McGoldrick, and that's a good ball to Snitch, and that's a good try for Castleford. Greeted by almost silence here, but Steve Snitch with the try for the Tigers. His first of the campaign. And his first for Castleford, because he was with Wakefield last year. 5 tries for the Wildcats in 2009. And remarkably, 3 of them came against the Bradford Bulls. Well, Steve Snitch and Terry Matterson with something to build on still.
Super stuff. Quick hands, McGoldrick. The offload was superb. Basic, bring someone through, suck him out. That's what the fullback did. And Snitch goes in for what surely will be a consolation.
37-16. McGoldrick's attempt was missed. Steve Snitch. 27 years of age on Monday, Steve Snitch. And, well, Steve McNamara knows his men have got their first win of the campaign. And something for him to build on this year, Brian, definitely.
Oh, absolutely. He'll be thrilled with tonight's win. 2 points first and foremost, and then he'll look at the performance, and he'll look at the fact that on the end of everything Orford done, there's been a great kick, or there's been a great push play from Lestrange or from Kearney, which is the combination that he wanted. He's been, you know, Kearney's shown up on the short pass at the end of Orford, and Lestrange is linked with Orford to make those positions.
Well, will Castleford send their supporters home and let them see at home when they're watching this, in the pubs or wherever, that they have something to offer in Super League 15. I really think they do have, after last year's run to the playoffs. Remarkable effort from Terry Matterson and his team. A big blow to them tonight, though, losing Richard Owen, as well as the match. And frustration from Michael Wainwright there. Oh, he just went without it, Snitch, and it's been picked up by Whitehead for Bradford.
Well, fair play to the Tigers. They had the overlap, just couldn't rein it in. Look at that, there was a huge gap there.
Whitehead, the dummy half. Here's Langley, who has really been impressive. He's done the unspectacular things. He's gained the hard yards for his team tonight.
And not only that, Eddie, he's come up with 28 tackles.
Outstanding effort. He's the longest server in this Bradford side. Here's one of the new boys, Orford. He's the vice-captain as well, Jamie Langley, by the way. Here's Whitehead. Little stab through, trying to go through the gap that wasn't there. And it wasn't obstruction, so they will restart. There's Jamie Langley, and there's Elliot Whitehead, who got the little kick through.
Well, at 37-16, you can virtually say, well, you know, it's worth a try.
And 19. Thank you again for your support this evening.
Another Castleford Tigers penalty for holding down in the tackle, and a real push and shove on Michael Wainwright. He was asking for a penalty over the other side of the field not too long ago. Wainwright showed his frustration.
Surrender! Stand! Go ahead!
Hudson is the dummy half. McGoldrick and Sargent.
Second! Move! Hold!
Sargent plays it to Hudson. Here's Rangi Chase. Well, credit Castleford, they're not turning it in despite the hefty scoreline against them. It's Snitch once more. 6 minutes to go. Stuart Jones is the dummy half. He'll attack the line.
4, move! Quicker! Line.
Hudson, scampering run, finds McGoldrick. Here's Rangi Chase. Just delayed the pass, tried to fool Carney with the dummy. Carney wouldn't be shaken off.
Breath!
McGoldrick again, stabs it to the in-goal area, it's bouncing horribly. Try here for Ryan Hudson. Right under the sticks. Kick to come. And Ryan Hudson leading the way, as every captain should.
Neat little chip over by the fullback, Ryan McGoldrick. And the other Ryan Hudson, in this occasion, gets the bounce. That is superb. Full credit to them. A few moments before, Snitch had a try.
Westerman adds the 2 points, 37-22. Ryan Hudson, the skipper, and Steve McNamara, he will have enjoyed what he's seen for 60-70 minutes of this match, but he'll be annoyed that his team have allowed Castleford Tigers in for a couple of late tries. Just maybe have switched off at the vital moment, Brian. You can't do that in Super League.
Not with a team like Castleford, with people like McGoldrick and Chase around. They're going to play for the full 80 minutes.
And fair play to the fullback, Ryan McGoldrick. You know, I was surprised that they didn't perhaps put McGoldrick in at standoff to take the first position. The 2 tries that have come, one from a kick, as we've just seen, a beautiful delayed pass that allowed Snitch to score the try. Maybe Terry Madison may have made a mistake by not using him earlier.
Well done.
Down to Bill for further news on Richard Owen.
Eddie, just confirmation it's a broken leg for Richard Owen. It's very low down on the leg, and he'll be off to hospital very shortly for x-rays and treatment there. And it's really put a big dampener on the Castleford Tigers' mood tonight, as you'd expect.
Sad news indeed for a young man like Richard Owen, 19 years of age. Let's hope he's not out for too long, although a broken leg obviously will take some time to heal. Here's McGoldrick again. Down he goes in the tackle number 4. Well, rather than Bradford ending in a flourish, it is the Tigers who are showing up well. Final score, Leeds have got the win up against Salford, but 22 points to 10, not the runaway many people would have imagined.
I think Leeds will be just quite happy they've got up the 2 points, Eddie.
And you know, that pitch at Headingley, it's struggling like every other pitch. I just wonder whether they'll be happy to get to Ellen Road, which will be a solid surface, won't it, for next Sunday against Melbourne?
Well, we hope so.
Should be. Oh, great run from Langley here. Pulled down by McGoldrick. That's a penalty.
Yeah. And he knew it as well, did... The one thing about moving pictures is that McGoldrick, he knew exactly what it was going to go, right across. He's played his heart out of this fella. They've been coming at him from all angles. He's a talent.
So will Bradford now give their supporters something to cheer in the last couple of minutes? They have the opportunity here from this penalty. It's with Orford. Here's Glenn Hall. Sargent to him with the tackle. Lestrange is the dummy half. Shows it to 2. Gives it to Carney. Carney short ball to Sykes. They will send their supporters home happy. And Paul Sykes with the try. Just a little bit too easy. A tiring Castleford defence. And Paul Sykes opens his account for 2010. He left the Bulls for Harlequins and the London Broncos 6 years ago, or thereabouts. He came back in 2008, and the 85th try of his career, as you see, one that just inches Bradford further and further towards the finish line.
Well, if it hasn't been Matt Orford that has created all the problems, it's been his halfback partner, Brett Carney. Carney scored 2 tries, and he has now created one here. The Bradford faithful have been waiting for the 2 halfbacks to click, and boy, somebody has dropped the switch and the electricity has run right the way through the Bulls tonight. They have produced some scintillating rugby league football.
Paul Sykes, the try scorer, tries home and away against Castleford 2008 when he returned here. And can Orford maintain this record of not having missed a goal here tonight? 6 from 6 so far. Six from 7. And a little shake of the head, a resigned shake of the head. 41 points to 22 though. Bradford have certainly won the match, because with 30 seconds remaining, and Castleford taking their time, they notice in the big screen that the giant clock is ticking down towards full time, but they'll get through a couple more tackles. Or will Bradford score yet another try? A length of the field effort. It looks like they're after it, don't they? Glenn Hall here. This will be the last play of the game. Lynch will take the tackle, and Bradford, they get their season up and running, much to the relief of Steve McNamara, I am absolutely sure. Not only have Castleford lost the game, they've lost their outstanding youngster, Richard Owen. It's not been a happy day at the office for Terry Mattison and co.
The